Well, Tom White is not typical user that comes in and sits down at a desk or does that. He's out in the field a lot, or he's on the floor, perhaps in the production line or something like that. So we have a product in Sequence Kinetics called Process to Go. This is going to give Tom the flexibility of going to his cell phone and use Process to Go to interact with Sequence Kinetics in this process in the background. He can go to a smart tablet and bring it up. He can go to his email. So what we're going to do is we're just going to actually go out of this and we're going to close down these people, and we're going to go into what we call Process to Go. Now, as I talked about it, this is a mobile interface into using Sequence Kinetics and be able to accessing the process. So basically, he's going to log into this process. So we're going to click on here, and we're going to be brought up with the Process to Go. Tom's going to put in his credentials and going to sign in. What you're going to see here is a lot of similarities to what we actually could see in the portal version or online within the website itself. We have home, we have an inbox where all this stuff comes in. Here's that new service request we did. We can see the processes that are running, and we can also see some reports. You can see transactions per second. You can see workflows per status and things like that. So market or management level can get a really high level. So we're going to go back to home, and here's this service request we talked about. Remember, it was 12902. He's going to click into this. So he's on this mobile device now, and he's out there. He's not at his desk. He can look at this request and go in and say, okay, well, look at this. This is traveling, needs a new laptop. He can come down here, and he's got these 3 buttons that he can take action on. Now, there could be 1 to as many buttons as you thought were necessary to accomplish this task. We have approved, decline, or needs more information. In this case, he's going to look at it and say, okay, I know this company really well and need it. He's just going to sit here and click on approval. Once he does that, the process is actually going to be set there. It goes back to, and you're going to see now this process is successfully submitted. Maybe he's out in the field and he wants to start a new process. He could go in here and click on new process, and from here, again, he could start it. So imagine somebody being out on the service floor, working, closely with customers out in the field, and needed to start something. Again, we'll pick the customer, Life Suite. We'll sit there and pick a contact. We'll go in and fill out some other information to pick the request type. And we'll sit there. Advantage of this whole mobile idea is now that we have a camera. We can take pictures and attach pictures to this. We can sit there and give them geolocation, because based on the phone's geolocation capabilities, we could sit there and put geolocation on this. So if we were out in the field somewhere, we could pass that information right back, and a service rep that had to go out and services or fix a machine or something like that would have availability just to load that right into Google Maps or any other mapping thing and find right where it is. So lots of features that we have based on this information. He can sit here and do all this information. He's done. He's out in the field. He's going to sit there and say submit. As you can see, the information is going to do. So, you can see here we're able to start new processes. We got a quick view of our inbox. We can see unread messages. We can access reports. We can fetch, return, and mark unread tasks. We can do a search. And we've got what we called, and we referred to back there, that one-click approval, allowing them on a mobile device to be able to. So you can see the ROI. Person's not at his desk. Business does not have to stop because he's not in the office anymore. He's able to completely configure and do all his work there. Again, as I had mentioned, we can also sit there, and he might have also possibly, maybe he's just in his inbox or on the thing. We're going to sit here and send and receive. You can sit here. We can look right here. He got an email. As you remember, the request was 12902, approval required. So we have one-click option right here. We can sit here and come in here. Again, there's all the request information and things like that. And he could sit there and look at it and decide whether he wants to approve, decline, or whatever. And he could just click here. Since we already approved it before, we're not going to. Again, these buttons can be configured as many as you want, as few as you want. You can just say approve. Again, we like to keep in mind that this is an email and it can be forwarded. So, on super high secure stuff, unless you have a secure email system which requires logging in all the time, this could be forwarded and somebody else could complete it. So we always tend to like to tell our customers that, be cautious of that. If this could be forwarded, somebody else can approve. So depending on what the type of transaction it is, you could do that.